Hello, everyone. Welcome to That's Right with
Crystal
and Elisa, your favorite sisters podcast, where you will see us black girling every week. So today we're going to get a little black girl in, and we're going to talk about what triggers, just triggers with anything, right. Friendships, relationships, work, whatever, pet
strangers,
peeves, whatever. We just talking. We just talking.
I'm going to eat some of my fruit.
And you're going to eat some of your fruit.
And I'm going to listen to you talk about your triggers.
We're going to create a dialogue on this one.
I mean, I can talk.
I can start off. Mm-hmm. I think one pet peeve and trigger for me, I'm going to go into relationships. Mm-hmm. And I know that we kind of brushed on it in one of our episodes. We were talking about relationships. But for me, talk to me nice or don't talk to me at all.
Hello.
Right? Talk to me nice or do not talk to me at all. And I feel like my energy matches others' energy. So if you're not coming to me correctly or talking to me nice, then you're not going to get whatever energy that it is that you are looking for. Again, I'm not the one to fight or, anything like that, that's provoked or whatever. I mean, I'm not the one to fight. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not the one to fight. But that is a pet peeve for me. It's a pet peeve for me. Please talk to me correctly because I am the type that do unto others as you will want to done unto you. So if I'm talking to you nicely, then, I just expect that same thing in return. And again, it goes back into my relationship with, I love my baby. I love my baby and I respect our differences and things like that. Like I said, my man, he is from New York. All right. And he is a straight New Yorker, like hard body New Yorker, raised, I not to say anything bad about his background or anything like that, but New York is New York. It's a fast life, you got the better part of New York and you got the hood.
It's all the same.
But it is all the same when it comes from New York. Everybody just have that certain vibe about themselves. I'm just gonna say vibe. I don't want no problems. But yeah. So
Sorry if you're from New York. We love you. We're just Southern Belles.
Yeah, we're just Southern Belles over here. So when my baby comes to me and he's talking to me about anything, because I'm more soft spoken. And I might have asked him a question that I might have asked him before. And he may come to me like, didn't I already tell you that? Wait, calm down. Mm-hmm. Calm down. Talk to me nice. Or don't talk to me at all. So I just found myself in my relationship, having to check him a lot more because you just the way that you're coming at me. Mm-hmm. Another pet peeve.
How much do you think you've had the conversation like, don't talk to me crazy?
Oh, that's a constant struggle in the relationship. Mm-hmm. It's because, again, it's natural for him. Mm-hmm. He doesn't even see that he's doing anything mm-hmm. wrong. He's like, dang, I offended you again. I'm like, don't talk to me for 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. I need time. Yeah, because I've definitely repeated that to you over and over again, and you just can't seem to get it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I kind of struggle with that because if it's okay, and neither person being wrong. Like, okay, that's just who I am. If you know that's who he is, do you feel like you're trying to change him?
I don't. I am trying to change that aspect him in terms of communicating to me.
And if he doesn't change, what do you do with that? We're 14 years in.
Exactly. And again, that still has been a struggle. But what I can say over the lifetime, because it was way worse than what it is now, right? It's getting better. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It doesn't come as frequent. Mm-hmm. And, he at times he thinks before he talks.
Right. Okay.
So, but it still is a pet peeve for me, mm-hmm. Regardless. And It's not just him. He's the one closer in my life that I would expect not to do it to me, that I bring mm-hmm. up first. But that goes for anybody. Mm-hmm. Talk to me nice or don't talk to me at all. Mm-hmm. Don't talk to me crazy. And so that's just, a pet peeve. Do you find that being a pet peeve for you at all?
When people talk to me crazy?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But I was like, I'm going to shut down if you talking to me crazy.
Yeah. And which is what happens.
Cool. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, because I don't match energies. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, so I will go all the way low. You're on 10, I'm on 0. Right. Yeah, so, okay, cool. Well, you want to, and then you can decide if you want to, extend an apology or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm not, going back and forth with you.
Yes.
about anything.
Yes. And moving on. So I'm feeling like, oh my God, is this anybody else's pet peeve in the household? Oh my God. So I feel like I am OCD, right? I feel like I'm overly OCD.
Oh my God, let me tell you something. Let me stop you.
God.
Let me stop you. Do you know how people feel about misdiagnosing yourself? And I definitely don't want to be that podcast.
Okay.
So you're not OCD, but you like things a certain way.
I do definitely like things a certain way. I really, really do. And my kids or anybody, probably my family watching this right now, they'll be like, Mama, please. Yeah, I gave up. Okay, at this point, because y'all not gonna kill me. All right, then stress me out enough. Okay,
y'all not doing it, so I
y'all
gave
not
up.
okay. Listen, so I just threw in the towel. But my pet peeve is, please put things back where you got them from. Please, I don't care. Even going with my daughter, you know, she's my daughter. You know, she's gonna go into the bathroom. She might, you know, I might have a couple of combs, but if I have 5 combs, I'm not gonna notice until I get down to my last comb, and I don't have that last comb no more, and I want to know where all my combs went. Where did all my combs go?
That's girls for you.
Can you just put things back where you got them? You know, and it just sounds so petty, but when you have a household full of kids and people, and everybody just doing whatever, why is hot sauce in my oldest son's room?
Oh, because he's eating it.
I'm going to look for some hot sauce because I wanted to put it on my fried chicken and my fried fish. And I go in the cabinet where the seasonings are supposed to be, and I can't find it. That's a pet peeve for me.
That is funny. You have to beat them.
You know, and you know I don't beat my kids. You know I don't beat my kids.
That's why they don't put stuff back.
Oh, you know what? You know, I back to community. What was it? What was the topic? But that's where I felt like, you know, communication is supposed to be the key. It's supposed to be the key.
It's not working.
You know, it's not working. So that's why I said I already have enough gray hairs, and I'm not going to pass out, go into the hospital, get sick because of the amount of stress that I have to deal with. My baby, my man, you know, we do good together. I think he supports me very, very well. You know, he's not the type that says, well, it has to be 50-50. You do this, you do that, or whatever. Right. You know, wherever the lack is, he actually will pick it up. You know, I have a man that will cook when we need it. Yes. He will clean when we need it. You know, he will do those things. And, you know, I appreciate him for that. But, you know, and we argue about this sometimes because he does clean. He washes the dishes, you know, when necessary. And when he washes the dishes, you know, he's of course felt like he did his duty, his service, and everything. But when he washes the dishes,
can't do nothing right.
It was a whole nother topic. When he washes the dishes, we have 2 sinks, so he puts it on the other side of the sink. Well, to me, all dishes go into the sink. All right, so it doesn't matter if it's the left one or it's the right one. Once you wash it, either you're going to put it into the dishwasher, or you're going to dry them off, and you're going to put them into the cabinet. Why are you putting them back in the sink?
That is so funny.
Okay.
What a complainer.
So when I address it, you know, and this is a pet peeve. It's just a pet peeve for me. Hey, it's just a pet peeve. So when I address it, it is, dang, you can be ungrateful. I washed the dishes. At least I did it. I'm like, that's not the point.
But you didn't do it.
It causes problems in the household. 1, it proves that the kids can do it too, and I don't need that in my life. Okay. And then 2, yeah, when they wash the dishes, of course they're gonna do it, but it doesn't teach them. To me, it's not a good role model. You know, you want to teach them to put the stuff up, put it in a dishwasher, move it away. So that's a constant battle. You know, that's a constant battle for me. And again, he does it every once in a while. It's just not consistent, you know, but that is a pet peeve for me. And I just feel like I don't feel like I ask for much at all in life from people in general. So the things that I do ask for that I feel like, oh, that's affecting me, I really just expect for that person who really cares and love for me, whoever it is, friend, child, man, whatever, just to just do it.
Right.
And when you don't do it, you know, it impacts me. It impacts me greatly, you know. I guess you don't have that you don't have that in your household, the dishes and putting it on one side to the other. How does that work in your household? Please tell me.
My battles.
You choose your battles? Yeah.
So
okay.
my husband, I don't do domestic work. So you already know that. My husband has the issue. And so my kids are, because here's the thing. I don't care about the cleaning up part because I hire people to clean.
Absolutely.
So
we're getting there.
Yeah. So, and I feel like you can hire people to clean.
Yes.
So I think that when
Yes.
people are like, so when I married Galen, he's like, oh, you know, my kids are excellent, but they're not, except with the exception of Kennedy, they're not the big cleanup, whatever.
Yes.
And so he gets so frustrated. I'm like, he's like, when they get older, they're not going to know. I'm like, they're going to hire someone. Like, I don't understand. This is not something that they have to learn. So like, I'm, you know, from the old school, my family from Alabama, they think that you should go and learn how to clean baseboards and all of that. And all I'm like is, learn how to write a check, learn how to send, you know, whatever, you know, that's who I am.
Yes.
As a person, so that it don't bother me.
Yes.
You know?
I get that. And I love it. I love it. And that's definitely where we are headed to.
But I think it could still bother you even if you had, like, even if you had someone cleaning, I think that I don't think it has to do with, the money. I think it will piss you off.
My mentality is yours, you know, because you brought up cleaners. So this is the subject and conversation that we're having in our household right now, as we, like, for real, we're having these conversations. So I'm like, we need a maid. That's what I'm saying.
Because if y'all ain't gonna do it,
yeah, exactly.
And I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So my topic is we need a maid. But then he says, having a maid right now is being lazy. But I'm like, things are not getting done around the house because all of us are moving around. And you're saying that we have kids that can do it, but in my mind, you know, we're having two different perspectives. But in my mind, I'm like, they're running around just as crazy as we're running around too.
Right.
So
theirs isn't making money right now.
Yeah,
because your boys play high level basketball.
High level,
school.
exactly.
Yeah, no,
you know, so I'm like, I mean, you know, I can't force my kids to not to say it like that, but I don't want to force my kids to.
They are busy too.
Exactly. And they're kids.
Yeah, and
you know?
people, and this is a whole nother topic, but that people try to separate their kids from being human beings. Right? And so I'm tired. We've been out all day.
Tired.
They're tired too.
Please,
I'm not about to be like, okay, well, you go do this because my tiredness, I worked.
Yes.
Right? Like I understand that you've been at school. I understand that you have homework and you just have the stress of being a child. Right? And that does come with stresses. So anyway, I'm sorry.
Well, I know we're touching on some topics and some subjects, and that we might have a lot of people out in this world that disagrees, because I know people come from they make children not human beings. Yeah, where kids are cleaning in their household.
Right.
We're not saying that that's not what you're supposed to do. But I'm at a level in my life where if you're financially able and able to get somebody to come in and facilitate and, you know, fix the issues, then that's where I'm at with it. You know, I feel like my household needs a maid to come in because all of us are busy. And I don't feel like because all of us are busy and the kids are younger and they just need to learn because that's just part of growing up, learning that they need to learn how to clean when we're all are busy.
And
right?
people's view of, this is a whole nother show. You guys, we do have these topics and we're supposed to be keeping on to them, but people's view of responsibility and kids is a lot for me, right? Like people my kids spend a lot of money at will. People try to say that you know, you're not letting them be responsible if they don't have to work for it, they don't have to earn it. Why are you associating responsibility with money? I don't like, that's immediately what we do is we associate responsibility with money. And I think I think it's debilitating and I don't think it's helpful. Anyway, go back to your pet peeves, girlfriend.
You are so funny. I cannot, but that's right. I don't know. We can take it to friendships. Like we can talk about friendships. Like I think we were talking a little bit about it in one of the episodes also, where pictures, right? Like pictures.
Don't post us on any of your social media that pictures we have not approved.
And it's not even the fact of, because we're going to get there. Yeah, at this point, the code is do not post us on social media if we have not approved. And my friends know, whoever, like I'll get the approval. But at this point, yeah, don't put basically what you just said, because I've been in situations where I've had a friend that, posted me on social media looking busted. Busted. I'm talking about it's one of them pictures where it's a blackmail picture. Like, what am I doing?
Right.
What am I doing on now? And you know, but you're not saying anything negative. Right. You know, you just supposed to be like you love me. But then when I look at this picture, I'm like, this picture is busted.
Right.
You had to see that it was busted.
You had to know.
You had to see that it was busted. Yeah. So that's have become a pet peeve of me. I feel like now, I would respect if my friend called me up before you posted a picture to get my approval. Because actually I do that with my friends. You know, like before I post it, pretty much, I'm like, look, do you approve of this?
Right.
Which what? So yeah, that's a friendship pet peeve for me. And even with friends, you know, I don't talk to my friends disrespectfully. You know, even if I feel like you've done wrong. Now, I'm an Aries. Aries are Rams. They're kind of stubborn. I am blunt. I can be blunt, but I don't know how to sugarcoat things though. I don't know. I just tell it like it is, but I don't feel like I'm telling it harmful. I just tell it like it is. But even with friends, like I feel like you still need to talk to me nicely or don't talk to me at all.
Right.
You know, I think I've had a couple of run-ins with friends where, when I say couple, not just one time, you know, a couple of run-ins with friends where we're not seeing eye to eye. You're not talking to me right. And that's a pet peeve. And I don't feel like we're matching the same energy. And I don't want that in my life. So you have now become my associate. That's a pet peeve for me. For anybody trying to get to know me and fill me out, because I don't drop the gems and the jewels like that. But
why would you not?
I know that's a lot, and I know that you turned this into a Christian podcast, and I know that it's all about love, and I know that I'm not perfect, right? I'm not perfect.
No, nobody's expecting you to be perfect. I'm saying you said you don't just tell people, like, do you not tell your friends? Like, why would you not tell your friends, like, hey, like, I don't like this? Is that what you're saying, or maybe I misinterpreted it?
Well, yeah. Well, let me. If they're your friends, and you're calling them your friends, they already know how you operate, and they already know how you act and how it's supposed to be and what it is.
Are you saying that based on them having assumed that based on your personality, or you have actually having had a conversation?
Bonds and conversations, yes, okay. and then experience. You know, if you see me and you see me interacting with somebody, if you're my friend and we have another friend and you see me interacting with that friend, but you see the ways of me and that other friend, or you see that other friend coming at me sideways, you should know better than to come at me sideways when you see what just happened with that other friend. Like, you should, within a friendship, you should know how to gauge.
Agree to disagree.
Okay, so you're tired. You're tired of this one.
No,
you're not going to give me no fight or no battle on this one.
I got things to say. I'm just letting
but this is just all my opinion. You know,
no, it is.
Everybody else may not agree with it or whatever the case, but these are just my pet peeves. So if you're coming into my life and you're trying to be my friend, you could talk to me. You could talk to me, but you just got to talk to me correctly. And one time you may be okay with doing that. 2 times you may be okay with that.
I guess that's what.
But 3 times, 3 strikes you're out.
So I'm trying to stay on
3 strikes you're out.
But okay, so like so for me, and I'm talking about me in regards to you. So the expectation that someone would be able to observe you and just know how you are, to me, is unrealistic, right? But if, like, let's say, you know, you and I have a conversation and I talk to you crazy, right? Just because that's who I am or whatever. I don't really talk to people crazy. Yeah. It's not who I am. But if it is who I am and I talk to you crazy and I don't know, right? I don't care that I've seen, because sometimes people feel like they hold a different place in your life. So yes, you may have gone off on them for being like that, but you and I are different. So you and I understand, right? And so without the express, comment or conversation that says, you know, hey, Crystal, when we were here, you said this to me and I didn't appreciate it. How am I to know just by observing, right? Like, just by saying, oh, you did that with, you know, Shayla. It was okay for Shayla. I mean, you know, you were mad at Shayla, but you and you ain't you and Shayla. Okay. Because, you know, there's different levels of friendships. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And so, I mean, I don't talk to none of my friends crazy, but I do know that there are different things. I interact with my friends differently.
Absolutely. And no, I get exactly what you're saying, and I agree with that. And I'm not abrupt like that. But I'm glad that you brought it into and elaborated on that. So I need to bring clarity into that. Okay. No, it can be in a conversation, you know, and in that conversation, I'm basically like, don't talk to me like that. But you continue to talk to me like that.
We've already had the conversation.
Yeah, and you're continuing. I'm letting you know, like, I'm not feeling this. Like,
because this is just who I am. That's what people revert to. I mean, you know how I am. I do, and it doesn't work for me. And at that point, like I can decide to be here or I can
Yes.
or not, right? Because
Yes.
if this is who you are and this is not something you're willing to change, then I need to step and reflect and like, okay, cool. She's likely to do that again, or he's likely to do that again. Where does that leave me? You know?
Yes.
And so I think that's fair.
Thank you. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we are women. And I think I'm going back to old school.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm representing old school on this because everything that I do is not old school. Because back in the day, in old school, females really, they had one role, was what they say. Like, females clean and the men work. No, I'm not talking about that old school, but I'm going back to at least, you know, opening doors, you know, opening doors and
so you saying like a relationship,
pulling out chair. Now I'm going back to relationship. Yeah, we all over the place. We just talking. We just talking now. You know, we're just talking. So just relationships and just having, it's a pet peeve. Like I want to feel like I'm a queen. I want to feel
we're
like
not so familiar
woman.
that I don't need to be courted.
Yeah, you know, treat me like we on our first date. Every time we step up at this house, open the door for me. Open the door for me. Car door, restaurant door, whatever. And now I'm not saying that if you don't, that I'm gonna be belligerent and I'm gonna throw a temper tantrum. These are just the things that I like. You know, these are a little bit of my pet peeve. This is a little bit of my pet peeve, but just, you know, it is something that I would want to see someone do consistently. Right. You know, if they were with me or around me. You know, how do you feel about that?
About what?
About does my brother open doors for you every time?
So what's so funny? It's not a pet peeve to me, right?
Okay, it's not a pet peeve.
So I'm not a big. No, you have to open. If we're the car doors, I don't care. I used to not care about, but like opening doors to like places, I will stand at the door
and wait.
Open for me, because that's who I am as a person, right?
Yes,
and I have to catch myself because like I'm like, oh, I'm not with my husband, like, or I'm not with my sons, like all of them know that they're supposed to open doors. But car doors actually just became a thing for me. I used to, because my husband used to open car doors, and I'm like, it takes you forever to open my door and then get to your side. Like, just go to your side, I'll go to my side. But recently, I've just been like, no, I think you need to open the car door. And I know he's probably like, you didn't used to like that. Like, you can't be angry when you, because I specifically told him, like, babe, like, please stop taking the time to open my door. I can do it or whatever.
There are times,
but now I'm just like, you know, on something different. But as far as like, even going back to like friendship pet peeves, when I look at friendships, I don't, you know, I love my friends. I try to provide them space to be who they are. Yes. And don't talk to me crazy. Don't talk to me crazy. Like I do not.
That's right.
I don't play about people talking to me crazy, but I also don't have people in my friend circle who do that. So I don't have that. Like, I've never, as an adult, right? Like, I've not had to have a conversation with a friend about talking to me crazy. Not once in my life. I think I've been blessed to have really good friends, and I'm trying to think, and probably because I'm just old, you know what I'm saying? So some things you deal with when you're younger, right? And so, but now like my friends are grown, and so we kind of have the same thing. One thing I hate, so I'm not even gonna say friend, but I think people who have my phone number. This is a pet peeve. Do not call me twice.
Don't call me twice. Okay.
If I need to talk to, if you want to talk to me, you call one time, you maybe send one text. If you double call, double text, you won't get a response. It will not, unless you're saying this is an emergency. Yes. But on some, because I feel like you're not respecting my time.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Like,
I love that.
I did not answer because I am busy. You calling again and you're not calling for anything. You're just demanding something of me. And so no, you cannot demand anything of me, right? Like there's a certain level in life that you get to make demands of me.
Yes.
And so you call, and then if I call you back and you're like, oh, nothing, I was seeing what you were doing. No, you weren't. Because you called twice. And the first time you called, you realized I was busy. And so the second time you called, you just tried to impose yourself on my life. And so like,
the third time you just being nosy. Now like, you just want somebody to answer.
And so I do not respond to like double calls. Like I don't do that. And I don't do that to people unless like you have to be a very close friend of mine, and it's got to be on fire, right? Like, it has to be, I need to talk to you right now. But other than that, and like, I'm grown, so I take care of my own business. So there are very few things that I need somebody right now to where I'm making demands on their time. So that's a pet peeve when people think, it's funny, it's not a Christian podcast. People think I'm Christian, and so I should just say yes all the time. I will never forget when this lady from this church I was visiting had my phone number. We had a conversation. I'm not a big talker on the phone or whatever. That's not who I am. And she calls and she says, so I said, oh, you know something, call you back. So how many times do you tell somebody I'm gonna call you back and then you just don't call them back? Like, it's like, whatever. The next time I talked to her, she said I was not a woman of my word. And as a woman of God, I like me not calling her back just stuck to her soul. Oh. That thing pissed me off so bad.
Sorry
I was like, I said I would call, like, who is like, I am judging you as not a person of your word, because when we hung up at the completion of our conversation, but then I never called her again. Because that's not a standard I want to be held to.
Okay.
Right? And so I'm like, okay, cool. Like, this is what you're on. I'm not on that. I don't want to ever be on that. So we're going to end this here. And that's who I am. Like, because you can pick and choose what you want in your life. And so I don't we're not going to try to massage and work through things and have an understanding, because you've already shown your hand, and that's not a hand I want to hold. Right? And so you just, move on,
I love it.
As far as like, I'm trying to think of like pet peeves that I have.
I have one. I have another one that just came to mind.
I
have another one that just came. This might be the last one. I don't know, but I do have another one. And this has been circulating around, though. I've seen this on some social media platforms. They make it comical, actually, but I really do not like being in the public, and I'm going outside, leaving the facility, and I hold the door open, and typically it's of the other race.
Yes, girl.
Typically it is.
That thing drives me nuts.
I hold the door open, and you
don't catch it. You walk through.
You just walk on through.
So maybe I'm trying to think. Maybe I don't know what a pet peeve is. I don't like that either, though.
Yeah, that's a pet peeve for me. I don't like it.
Maybe let's look it up. Get a dictionary.
Oh,
I
my
need to know what
goodness.
pet peeve is.
Get the dictionary.
But I hate that. I will. Let me tell you something. If I see you not grabbing that door, you watch how fast my hand pulls.
I want to drag you by the head right back, throw you back, close the door, and keep going.
I don't. If I see that you're not grabbing it,
boom, let it go. Just let it go.
Because why?
No, I've been so kind enough to just hold the door open and just let them proceed.
So I'm gonna say this: Trigger is talking to me crazy. So let me tell y'all a little story about me.
Yes.
Before I became saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Spirit, I would black out.
Oh, yes.
If you talk to me crazy, I've had people call the police on me. If you talk to me crazy, I used to lose it. Like lose it. And I would be Wanda, who is that's my ride or die, my friend to the end, know my every secret. I'll be on the phone with her at the call, and she's like, Kristen, don't let them people call the police on you. You got to leave. I'm like, you are not going to talk to me crazy.
Yes.
I was at Amsterdam airport a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
There was a line. They were adjusting the line. It was a whole crazy thing. So this lady comes up. I was like, oh, the line's back there. Really chill. You don't tell me where the line is. I'll make the line where I want to be. I was paralyzed. This is me now, saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Spirit. I was paralyzed because she was talking to me so freaking crazy.
I know it.
So I looked at I said, I wasn't. No, you do you and I'll do me. I stood there. Because she's a white girl. I stood there. And I said, because if this had been pre-God, I would have cussed her out and gone to the Amsterdam prison. Mine is skip jail. The thing that kept me, she was talking to me so crazy. It was unrealistic the way she was talking to me. I wanted to physically fight her. But I didn't, and this is where God comes in. One, I want people to see God. Like, honestly, I do. I thought as I stood, I could not believe her reaction. And I was like, really, what would Jesus do? And as I stood there, I started fuming because I'm not quite sure what he'd do in this instance because I'm so mad. And then I was like, but do you want to go to jail? Because we're at the customs thing, thing or whatever. Do you want to go to jail behind cussing this woman out who's not touched you, who's not, whatever. But to have to swallow my tongue, that's even now where I am, because I don't react though, because I used to cuss you.
Yes.
I need you to know I used to cuss. I wouldn't even think about it. The kids used to, when somebody would talk to me crazy and the kids were around, they would like, Mom,
Yes.
please, Mom, please,
Yes.
Mom. Like, you know, you ever seen
Yeah.
Firestarter? That girl, that I would lose it.
I'm with
and
you.
so now, like, I'm in a better place. Like, I haven't,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't, you know, blacked out in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's a growth thing. That's a God thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that is a, I can't do it. That's my, so that's my trigger.
Yes.
And I can say that is the one. And I had a client the other day talking to me crazy on the phone because she was upset about her case that she is screwing up, and she said something in the middle of trial prep. I said, "What we're not gonna do? You're not gonna talk to me crazy." And I told, and because that's how I talk. He's like, "You're not gonna talk to me crazy. I don't care how much money you're paying me. You're not going to talk to me the way that you're talking to me." And she's like, "Oh my God, I didn't even realize you," because you're used to talking to people crazy, but you, now, and it's so funny because I do. This is so funny. I don't know how typical it is. The first thing I revert to when somebody's talking to me crazy, not this black girl.
Not this black girl.
This black girl from Decatur. What you not gonna do is talk to me and my black self like
Yes.
and I don't know why I associate it with it, but I'm
Yes.
like, y'all want to see an angry black woman so bad,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so here you go. You're about to get it on display. I'm about to shame my my entire people. I'm about to shame y'all because I'm gonna let this person have it. But I walk with the Lord.
Yes.
And
yes.
so, and I know that he demands more of me. And then I just have to just be like, okay, Lord, you have to take care of it. And it's not,
It comes with
and
growth.
then you have to, people are hurt.
Yes.
And so once I calmed down off of that, because I saw that girl it was the Paris airport. It wasn't Amsterdam. Because I remember I saw her when I was in Chanel. And I was like, I wish she would have gotten held up back there. Isn't that horrible? That's a horrible thought to think. Because you couldn't, but you have those thoughts when you cannot, to me, when I can't react. But then I had to calm down because I'm like, so what? But it took a minute. It was not oh, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. I should not have tried to help you find the line. You know, whatever. I just was like, I'll smack you.
Straight up.
But I'm not going to smack anybody at the Paris airport to have to go to prison. And, you know, whatever. But it was, oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's funny that you, what you brought up was a trigger. And as you're talking about fighting and just growth and how you used to be back in the day,
Very recent back in the day.
Very recent back in the day. And I'm about to tell a very recent back in the day too, which is really astonishing to me that it even happened. But it was, the pandemic had already hit. We probably a year into it, but we still wear masks. And I'm gonna say this was a trigger. This was a trigger. So, it's in the summer. I'm trying to prepare myself for a yacht party. So I'm prepping myself up. Time management schedule just all over the place. So I was going to get my nails done, but it was late in the day, and I also need to do my hair too. And so I went to one of the spots that I kind of frequently visit because I'm not really loyal to no nail spot, but I went to them, and the wait time was a little long. So I was like, well, since I got to get my hair and do my hair myself, let me just run to the beauty spot store real quick because it was getting late. Things were about to close. So I was like, okay, let me go get some hair real quick while I'm waiting. So I went to my beauty spot store and got what I needed. And when I came out, I saw that there was a nail shop right there. And I'm like, shoot, let me go just check this nail shop out, you know, so I don't have to ride back there and I could beat time. So I went into the nail shop, had my mask on, and there was like, I mean, it was the weekend. It was a weekend. I think it might have been a Saturday, and it was packed. And so I was like, damn, I can't. Darn, sorry, I can't wait here.
Your profanity, and that's
right.
That's
kind of all you're gonna hear me say.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they packed too, so I'd be just better off just going back where, you know. So I'm leaving out the door. I'm opening the door, leaving out, and someone is coming in, and I'm seeing someone at this point because I'm not paying no attention, you know. So I open the door, and we're kind of passing through each other. There was enough room for both of us to get back, but apparently, I guess she didn't feel that way. So as I'm going, because I'm naturally respectful, like my parents raised a respectful woman, a girl, and so I say, excuse me, you know, as I'm passing by her, but I have a mask on too. So someone doesn't realize that I said, excuse me. And someone was apparently having a bad day, like a bad day. So she turns around and she stopped the whole nail shop. And she was like, excuse you. And I'm like, I'm telling you, when I looked around, everybody was looking, you know what I'm saying? God. And I'm like, you know, with my mask on still, I'm like, and I'm frowning a little bit, but I'm like, I said, excuse me. And all I had to do was say, I said, excuse me to her for her to get the most ghettoest.
Oh my God.
She went in on, she was waiting for me to speak to her.
Oh my God.
She went in on me. I was every type of B.
No.
I'm going to F you up. Like it went, I don't know, it just went 0 to 100 real quick. And I said, oh my God.
I'm about to have to
Lord,
fight this woman.
I'm literally said, I'm gonna have to fight this person. And so I'm like, all right, you know what? Chill, Lisa. We talking about pandemic time, so we up in age. I'm not, I ain't fought in a long time, but I will give it up if I need to give it up, you know?
Not quite sure how it works anymore.
After I spoke to her, I think she forgot that she needed her nails done. Cause I'm just trying to walk to my car and I hear her talking. I said, I know she's not following me.
Oh my God, Lisa.
And I just hear her popping off at the mouth while I'm still walking. I'm like, I'm too G for this.
Okay.
I'm too G for this. Like, I know she's talking to me. And my pride kicked in. And I turned around. And I'm like, I know you ain't still talking to me.
Oh my God.
I know you don't want no problems.
Oh my God.
I know you are not coming for me. Like, I had no other choice. So I feel like that was a trigger. And she kept going. So, and this is the first time in so long that I felt like I snooped to someone's level in character. She honestly brought it out of me.
Her?
I didn't fight her, but I told her, what's up?
Lisa,
did.
Please.
I'm sorry.
Please, Lisa.
I did.
Oh,
I said, what's
God.
up? Let me tell you, listen, this, and I say someone, because I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to cause any problems.
Moving on.
Okay. I didn't know what it was. I did not know what it was. Okay. But that someone stood tall over about 6'2". And Gracie, you want to join it? You love the conversations.
Like,
you love the conversations.
Where is your family?
You love the conversations.
Go ahead.
So yeah, stood tall about 6'2", and you know, just was real, not as petite as me. Okay, so I knew if I popped this off, I probably was gonna get my beat. You know, but it was, no, you were coming for me. Like, I'm walking and you're following me. So I'm not about to run to the car. I'm just not that type of individual. Gracie. I'm not that type of individual, right? I'm just not, you know. So I'm going to address the situation. Fight this person? Well, I don't know what I was about to do, but I'm going to address the situation because you're walking behind me and I'm going to turn around.
No, right.
I'm turning around.
That's fair. Did you have a gun?
I didn't have a gun. I had my nails weren't done, and I'm not gonna lie. She caught me bummy, and I was really looking bummy that day.
So she did. She was ready.
Yeah, she was like, and that's exact.
She called you. What you said? She called you bummy. I would have had to fight.
Exactly.
I don't care if I was looking bummy.
She was on my tail.
Oh my God.
She was trying to get me there. Like she was saying everything that caused for me to turn around and have to say something like, what's up? So when I turned around and I'm like, yo, what's up? And I'm saying what I'm saying now, I'm actually snooping down to your level. I'm saying some things to you too. We ain't got to go that deep into it. And I'm now walking towards you. Oh. So here she go. Look, I ain't know this. Here she go. Where my friend at? Where my friend? Whatever her name was,
now
she was calling her. Now you calling your friend. Your friend's in the car, so you calling your friend in the car to come. You know, me and my friend about to. She's basically telling me that she's telling me that I'm about to get jumped.
You're a grown woman.
I'm a grown woman. This was a trigger for me.
So what did you do?
I had to live in the moment. I'm living in the moment.
Which is what?
You
go to your car? Did you get beat up?
I'm walking slowly because listen, I got a whole nother agenda still, goddamn. You still not about to crack my style. I'm trying to get to this yacht party. It's about to close. I really don't have time for the drama. I ain't about to run to my car, but I am going to walk a little slow. Briskly. And I'm going to let you know that you still ain't phasing me. So if you want to run up on me, I'm still going to give you that opportunity, but I'm still going to proceed to the car. And so that's what I was trying to, I was kind of walking to the car and I'm still talking while she's trying to get her friend. So, but she's still walking with me, as I'm still slowly walking.
This is weird.
It's happening. happening. It really happened to me like this. So, you know, her friend actually comes out to my surprise. So I'm thinking her friend might be on the same level as her, rowdy, you know what I'm saying, ready to get it in. Like, been looking for somebody to jump. Let's go. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm about to get jumped. I'm gonna have to call my man and like, yo, I just got jumped. Like, I don't know what happened, but yeah, I just got jumped. So, but I was with it, you know. She got me the trigger.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't know what to do. I'm just trying to live in the moment. And so when the girl comes out, the girl's short. You know, she's small.
You can beat her up.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, okay, I ain't worried about her. But she's like, what's going on? You know, she's like, what's going on? She was like, I'm gonna beat this bitch up. She's like, but what happened? So I'm like, you need to get your friend. You know what I'm saying? She bugged out. You know, she feel like she can beat somebody and she ain't doing nothing. So I'm talking to her friend now. And she was like, you know, so she just started calming her friend down. Like, just chill. Like, what's going on? Just chill. So I guess, you know, as she's calming her friend down, I'm just like, all right, let me this ain't about nothing.
Run to the car.
No, I didn't run. Didn't walk. I didn't run. I walked to the car, and I'm still watching my back. You know,
of course,
she can still run up on me.
Of course,
so, you know, I'm still looking at her because I'm like, what? You know, what? You know, I'm saying, what you gonna do? I'm able to get my car. Her friend was able to calm her down, honestly, and get her back into the car. I don't even know if she got her nails done. Like, her purpose was to get her done. I made it to get mine done. I made it to the nail spot to get mine done.
Did you get to the party?
And I made it to the party, and you know, but it was so rushed. My when I did my hair, oh my God, Lord Jesus,
I know.
Oh my God,
Very
was one
familiar.
of them days. Oh God, yeah, but that was a trigger for me.
Somebody talking to you crazy, but it all goes back to the talking to me crazy.
Yes.
Something happened to me recently. I was at this. Well, let me say this. A couple things. I don't know. We're just talking at this point. I moved into this neighborhood where a lot of people don't look like me. So if I go to the store, several times people have said, you know, are you Instacart? And are
you Instacart?
Why are you asking? What about me seems like I'm picking up Instacart?
Yeah, I'm interested.
Oh, I was just, no, I'm not. I went, so I told you, I don't do domestic work. I don't do my own shopping. One day I ran to the store recently to maybe get like cookies. I don't know, something simple. But then I decided to shop. I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm never here. Get everything, right? So I get all this stuff. I am a person who has to put like all the boxes go with the boxes, all the cans go with the cans. That's how I do. And the boxes go first. There's a whole order to it. So no one can help me do anything. The kids just sit back and I just, you know.
Yes.
So I had all this crap and it was like, let's say they close at 10. It was like 9. So I'm on the phone initially, and then I just, you know, hang up, and no one was in line. So I go, and I start putting my stuff on. And so she's like, the cashier, older white woman, she's like, I said, do you mind? Because at Publix, if you don't know this, at Publix, if they ring up your stuff wrong, you get it free. So I said, and I've known this because I've been poor
interesting.
Before.
Okay.
So I said, hey, do you mind not ringing the stuff? Can I load the thing first? Because I want to watch my prices. So she's like, okay. And so she comes around to start helping me unload. And I was like, oh, no, I'm really sorry. I'm really just anal about this. I'm super sorry. Can I just do it myself? She's like, okay. So I start unloading the cart. And then she calls somebody else. No, she calls somebody else to come help me. And when they come help me, that's when I told her, I was like, hey, I don't need help. I'm just really weird about how I do it or whatever. And she was like, so by this time, 2 or 3 people got in line with like 2 or 3 things. And she's like, so you're going to hold up the whole line to unload this? That thing is so hot. I was like, what? So then I said, they can, I'm literally started blacking out. I said, they can actually go ahead of me. So I had all my stuff on the cart and I pushed it all back and was like, they can go ahead of me. And so she's like, no. Then all of a sudden, it's like after you're, you know, making this crazy comment, because she wasn't loud or anything, but she was just kind of like the incredulity. Like, why don't you just let us help you? We have this line.
Yes.
Open another freaking line.
It's not my problem.
So I was like, so then she's like, oh God, no, it's fine. So then you're attacked, right? Like, so then
now you're
it's
playing
like,
victim.
you know, because I was like, I pushed you back. I was like, they can go ahead of me. And then she's like, no, it's fine. We'll open the line. So as I'm checking out, so I'm on fire at this point, on fire. And I was like, I'm going to get her name. I'm going to get her number, whatever. So the people, there was a white dude and his wife were like, oh my God, what did she do? What's going on over there? Because you done made a whole freaking scene. So now I look crazy.
The black girl.
So somebody comes to get in line behind me. And at this point I have my cart and the lady is like, it's going to be a while.
Oh, really?
I physically wanted to smash her head into the thing.
Oh,
this is me, knowing loving God.
Talk to me nice or don't talk to me at all.
So I finished. I didn't say anything. I finished my thing and I swipe my card and I get my stuff. And then she goes, she could have just said nothing. She could have said nothing, right? She could have just let it go. She's like, well, the next time if you want to do that, we can open a special line for you the next time you want to do that. And I was like, something, it was fine. And I was like, something I've done it before and it, hasn't been a big deal. She's like, oh no, it wasn't a big deal now. Why did she say that? Because I was just pushing my little cart out the door and I turned around and I didn't. It just, God is so pleased with me because I didn't. I cussed her out and I said, oh, it was a big deal. It wasn't a big deal when we started, but you made it a big deal.
Okay.
No, what did I do? Oh, no, I didn't. I want you to have a good evening. And I just pushed my little cart right on out of there without cussing her out. I was fuming. Because you're creating this scene, you're pushing this whole, and I don't know about your situation, but in my situation, you're pushing this whole, angry black woman thing, perception. And then to where other people are leaving the store like, looking oh my God, what happened to her? What's going on over there?
Exactly, yeah.
What and let me just put my groceries on the cart. Like what? People buy a lot of groceries a lot. There's people have to wait in line. And the thing was, no one in line was complaining. So no one was like, oh my God, this is taking so long. No one, the store was not about to close. You just created a situation. So yeah, all that is, I will say my biggest pet peeve is people talking to me angry, talking to me crazy. And what makes me break is like not being able, it's being in positions where you can't really say anything back. Like I was in another episode, I talked about the judge talking to me crazy and threatening, and that pushing this whole angry black girl narrative. I get into court, I'm gonna tell this story real fast. Get into court with my client, never been before the judge before, never anything. I'm sitting there, she's talking, and I'm just sitting because there's nothing for me to say. I'm not doing anything. And the next thing she's like, is this funny to you, Miss Wright? I said, oh, Your Honor, I'm not laughing. I didn't know what she was talking about. I'm just sitting there.
Absolutely.
She goes on. She's like, this seems, so she drops it. She brings it up again. This seems to be funny to you. And I was like, Your Honor, finally I said, because I feel like she's trying to color the record. Or whatever. And I was like, Your Honor, I don't know what I'm doing that is making you feel like I'm not taking this seriously, but this is just who I am. I've never been before you before, but this is how I present, but I'm not doing anything intentionally. She drops it. Opposing counsel gets up and says something, and then she's like, in Miss Wright's defense, whatever she's saying. And then I'm listening. Next thing I know, I'm turned toward opposing counsel, was sitting here, not looking at the judge. The next thing I hear, stop rolling your eyes right now. I was like, what? So I turn around. I was like, Your Honor, I didn't roll my eyes. Yes, you did. You rolled your eyes. And I was like, and again, she's coloring the record, this angry black girl stuff. And I was like, Your Honor. And I got very serious because I don't want the record to read that I did that. I said, Your Honor, I want to perfect the record. I did not roll my eyes. And she said, if you say one more word, I'm throwing you in a holding cell.
The holding cell?
Even if I had rolled my eyes.
The holding cell?
You think that's worthy of being thrown in a holding cell? Even if I had rolled, and I had not. But you started this when I came in, and you're saying that I'm being a certain way. But what triggers me is I couldn't cuss her out. Because I'm going to cuss somebody out, Lord. God is, whatever. I'm going to repent later. But the position that she holds.
Yes, absolutely.
Is one that I have to just bite my tongue. I have to swallow that. And listen to you attack me. And say nothing. Like all I can do is just kind of like sit there but then still defend myself, because if this goes up on appeal, I don't want the appellate court to think that I've behaved in this manner,
absolutely.
And so I don't know, but that is
that's a trigger.
And not being able to you know, like I said, it's just the failure to be able to correct it with your homegirls, with your husband. You can be like, look, don't do that, don't whatever. But when you're in a situation when I'm in, and I don't want to be able to cuss people out. Like, Lord knows, I want God to always be pleased with me. But the fact that, like, at the market, I couldn't go off on that woman. Like, it's you don't want to feed into their image of that. And so I have to hold myself to this high standard. While you're being an idiot, I have to not be an idiot. And that sounds like, okay, look, you took the high ground. It doesn't feel good.
It doesn't.
You know, and so, you know, you're at, because I came home like upset. I was proud of myself for not cussing that woman out. But upset that I'm in my workplace and I have to at some point go back to this courthouse.
It definitely affected the pride.
Yeah. You know, and I can't, you're threatening to throw me in holding cell. You're making up crap, but I can't really, other than say, you know, I wasn't doing that.
Absolutely.
There's nothing more to do.
Yeah.
My hands are tied, and society has tied our hands, I guess, in a sense, with, like I said, the market. No one was there saying don't cuss her out. I don't no police, but like there is a position that, or an image even, and I hate to say that,
absolutely,
that, you know, you want to make sure that it's clean. Maintain. Like, I'm a black girl on this side of the neighborhood, and I don't want y'all to think,
don't degrade my name. Do not. And my character.
This is because it comes off as, angry black woman. It doesn't come off of this triggered her. Yes. It doesn't come off just angry, you know, woman after having been, you know, this little, what's it called? Like a subtle attack or whatever. All you see is me going crazy. And so, because like I said, she wasn't loud and
but that seems like that was almost somewhat of her intentions, to provoke you to get to that level of angry black woman, you know? And the fact that you was able to maintain yourself during that trigger. You feeling it all right?
That thing had me hot.
We're gonna have to switch subjects.
That thing had me hot. I was like, y'all are crazy. But anyway, so and I know that we all go through them, you know. And so,
absolutely.
And like I do have less with. I'm sorry, I'm eating my fruit.
Your food.
I have less triggers with people in my personal life. You know what I mean? Because they get me.
Yeah.
And the triggers do come with outside people, and being able to manage that has been a feat. Because there was, like I said, there was a time when everybody got to get cussed out. Okay. I'm not gonna. There definitely was, but there was a time when it would, and I didn't. Somebody attacked Galen when he was coaching basketball.
Who would ever?
Not as long as I'm his wife.
I know, that's right. That's right.
Look.
Sure.
She tried to say something about him, and we were at a packed gym out of this in South Carolina, and I was like, I'm not the one of the two.
No.
And she started coming down the stairs, and I was like, baby, meet me.
Yes.
Because you ain't got to come down here. I'm on my way up.
Yes, yes.
You ain't got to make it all the way down here. But I did, you know, like I said, it's talking to me crazy, talking to or about my family crazy.
Yes,
like,
no.
That's it. I will say that's it.
Oh, no, it's not it. It's not it, because you just brought up family. You just brought up another segue of conversation, and you brought it up in one of the episodes too. And I didn't have the opportunity to come back on it. But another pet peeve for me is, don't come for my kids.
Ever.
Don't.
That's not even a trigger. It's such a heightened thing.
It's just over for me. Right. Okay. Like, it really is. Like, I'm sorry. Do not come for my kids.
Anybody.
I found myself the other day, and it may sound funny, and I did think it in my head. I'm going to be honest with it. And I might not have or will go to that extreme, but my baby, so we have a family where all the kids kind of migrate to my you know, just like actually really yours. So whatever kids in the neighborhood, they gonna come over to the house. They gonna play basketball. But my baby is the youngest, and a lot of people in our neighborhood, they're older. And so my baby, he struggles with dealing with older kids, and the older kids struggle with knowing how to deal with the younger kids. So they kind of, in my opinion, I call it bullying. So my baby came up crying one day playing basketball or whatever, and he was like, so-and-so's down there, and he's, you know, telling me to shut up and this, that, whatever. And I told my man, or the children's father, I was like, I'm about to go tell this kid that I'm going to beat him up and his mama.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to beat you up and your mama if you continue to mess with my child. Like, don't play with my kids. I'm sorry.
That's where we draw the line.
Yeah. Like, I don't know who I will become after that. Like,
no.
Like, that's it.
And I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, like, so don't mess with my kids. Another outside friendship, outside family, people we know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, another pet peeve for me is driving in a car and letting someone over.
I want you to get a grip. I'll let the rest of them pass.
This is the, you probably been driving for a long time and it's traffic and you just trying to get where you trying to go, and you politely, you know that it's that you got to get to where you need to be, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna let this person over. And you don't get no wave. You don't get nothing. You don't get nothing.
You can't even wave. What do you do? You honk the horn and chase them down?
I used to. And I used to get over in the other lane. I'd be like, look, didn't I just let you over?
But now you're mature.
But now I'm mature, and I just be like, you know what, people, I just let it go. I do. But it's still somewhat of a pet peeve for me. I don't like, be polite. Because I didn't have to let you over. But anyways.
I was 19, I threw a milkshake on somebody's car on the interstate.
And then I don't do it now.
Behavior like that.
Honestly, this is it, and we're gonna wrap it up, guys. But I don't do it now. Also, honestly, truly, because people are crazy out here.
People are crazy.
Like, people are getting shot up just by doing things like that. And no. Yeah, road rage is serious. So I don't condone that. Yeah, don't condone that at all. But once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
That's right, Crystal
and Elisa.
We will see y'all next time.
Yes.